Hey guys, how are you? For this week I thought I'd do a classic speed paint. I feel like I haven't done that in a million years, so here it is. If you want to know more about who I'm drawing, what I'm drawing, I will put it all in the description because I don't want to ramble on too much. So let's jump into the topic of this week's video, which is how I became a more confident artist and my 5 tips that I've learned over the years. And I kind of want to preface this video and pep talk by saying that I am not a 100% confident artist. I still struggle with confidence a lot. It's just who I am. But over the last few years, and especially last year, I have learned so much. And I grew so much more as an artist and my confidence grew. So I wanted to share with you my little tips and tricks, the things that I learned that helped me boost my confidence. So here they are. Number 1, and this is more of an obvious one, so excuse me if you already know that one, but don't compare yourself to others. This is something I know a lot of people struggle with. I do it too. I look at some other people's art and it's great and I think, oh wow, I wish I could do that. I will never be able to do that. I feel like a failure. And the problem with that is that you look at another person's artwork and you only see yourself. It's like you look in the mirror, you know, you see all your mistakes and your faults and your flaws and failures, and it's coming, you know, right back at you and hits you in your face. So what I'm trying to do is that when I look at another person's artwork, I try to take me out of the equation. My sort of mantra for these kind of situations is, if you look at another person's artwork, look for inspiration, not validation. My second tip is don't judge other people. And this doesn't only apply to art, but also life in general. And that is something that I learned last year. It's something that helped me so much to become more confident. It all started when I read a self-help book, and in it, the person who wrote it said that there is research that showed that people who are generally less judgmental and more tolerant and open to what other people generally live happier lives. Because when you judge something, you conjure up a bunch of negative feelings and you kind of harbor these feelings. Even if it's just a fleeting judgment, some of that negativity, even if it just comes and goes, it will manifest in your brain, inside of your mind, and will push you down. And I try to actively stop myself from judging people. So when I would look at someone and think to myself, oh my god, that top and that skirt, they don't belong together, what is she thinking? I would ask myself, if I realized I was doing that, I would ask myself, hold on, why exactly are you doing that right now? Why are you judging this person? And every time I would come to the conclusion that I don't actually care about what the person is wearing. Maybe it's something that I would never wear personally, but why do I have emotions about that? Why do I have negative emotions about that? So that allowed me to kind of take these negative emotions and pass them, through me and get rid of them, letting them go. And by doing that, a bit of a side effect was that I grew much more confident. Because think about it, if you are a less judgmental person and you place less value in how other people look or they act or they draw, you yourself don't place as much value in the way that you are perceived by others. Do you know what I mean? And that really boosted my confidence. And you can obviously apply that to art as well and looking at other people's artwork. But I would see it as broader, like a broader life advice. And that really helped me last year. I can only recommend you try to do that. Be a bit more open and accepting of other people. My third tip is kind of for those kind of people who share their art online, but I think, nowadays pretty much every artist shares their art online, no matter if you just started out or not. So my third tip is to not only post your best work. If you only post your best work, you are setting a standard for yourself, a very high standard, and that puts a huge amount of pressure on yourself to always deliver. You obviously don't have to post drawings that you hate, Shit happens. Sometimes you draw something and you hate it and you just want to burn it. That's okay. You don't have to post that. But it's okay to share your failures too, or share art that, it's not your best work, but you're still, you've drawn it, you maybe practice something with it, or you learn something from it, even if it's not your best work. And I found that if I post things like, for example, my last sketchbook tour, where I was very honest from the start and said, hey, look, this is not my best work, I'm not happy how this turned out, but I still wanted to share it. People will appreciate that. Some people will even find value in the drawings that you don't like and leave nice, encouraging comments, and that in turn will boost your confidence. My fourth tip kind of ties in with what I just said. It is that accept that failing is part of the process. If you're gonna learn how to draw, you're gonna fail a lot. Some people might fail more than others, but everybody fails from time to time. And I learned that the more I accept that shit happens, the more gentle I become with myself when things go wrong. I don't work myself up so much, and that makes it possible to just let go of the negativity that I feel about my art if something goes wrong. So accept that failure is something we all go through, learn from it, move on, and let go of the negativity. That definitely helped me. When I look at my sketchbook now, before I posted it, I would look at it and I hated it. I couldn't look at it. But now it's, in my shelf, and every time I see it, I feel happy about it because I turned it into a positive feeling for me, and that helped me with boosting my confidence as well in my abilities and in my art. My last tip is maybe a little weird, but bear with me here, okay? Practice receiving critique. In my opinion, asking people for critique is not only a great way to improve and to grow as an artist, but it also teaches you how to deal with bullies, who might leave mean comments on your posts, or even in real life, you draw something, you're in class and you draw something and someone comes up behind you and says something super mean and depreciating about your art, and that's not a pleasant feeling. It sucks. It obviously sucks. But I learned that through practicing receiving actual well-meaning constructive critique, how to separate my art from my person. The problem with people that get offended even by constructive critique is that they can't really detach their person from their artwork. If someone criticizes their art, they feel like they as a person are being criticized. And obviously, if that is already hurting you, someone leaving a mean comment will even hurt you so much more. So if you're a person that maybe struggles with even receiving constructive, well-meaning critique, I recommend that you reach out to your mutuals and, whether it be in real life or the internet, and ask them for constructive critique. Maybe you want to ask artists specifically because they will know how much time goes into drawing a piece of art, and they will probably respect your work enough to leave well-meaning, constructive tips. And personally, I just found that through learning how to accept critique, I toughened up when it came to bullies. Leaving mean comments is obviously not the same as critiquing someone, and it's never okay to do that, but it happens to the best of us. And now, when someone leaves a nasty comment, I just think, okay, they don't like my art. Is that the end of the world? No, because it has nothing to do with me. It's about my art. And art is a very subjective thing. Were they unnecessarily mean? Yes, but honestly, if it's not constructive, it's not valid advice, and you're completely allowed to ignore it. Well, those were my 5 tips. This is what I learned so far about becoming more confident as an artist. I hope that they helped you. This is obviously what helped me. It doesn't have to help you because everyone is different, but I do think that some of the things that I said are, universally applicable to many people. So I hope that they helped you and you could take something from it. And if you have more tips, things that worked for you, please leave them in the comments. I would appreciate that. Yeah. If this is the first time you're on my channel, I would really appreciate it if you left me a like or subscribed even. And I also have an Instagram and a Twitter account. I'm mostly active on Instagram and on YouTube, but you will find all the links in the description. please say hi. And to everyone else, thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.